We're here, and it's a post-game show. We don't always do them, but we're doing one today because the Packers beat the frickin' Bears. The Bear down. They beat them down. And Jordan Love looked good, and he played pretty damn well. And the Packers looked like they're having fun. And they beat the Bears in Chicago. And the Bears fans are booing them in the third quarter. I mean, what the hell, man? That's some good stuff all the way around if you're a Packers fan today. Packers victory number 1 of 11 this season.
I'm actually half listening to Jordan Love's press conference right now as I'm listening to your dumb butt. So I don't know what you just said. He's saying the same Jordan Love crap. But
same Jordan Love stuff. We don't need to hear that. We'll check that out later.
Yeah,
he's not saying
it's kind of boring, to be honest with you. But the thing that was the most exciting was that they screwed up a lot today.
Yes.
And they still blew the socks off the Bears. I mean, it was not pretty. I mean, in our text thread with Mo, he was like, wow. And it was like the second quarter. And he's like, watching these two offenses is really pathetic. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of looks like it because we stopped giving the ball to Aaron Jones for some dumbass reason again. Really dumb. But hey, we figured it out in the second half. Matt LaFleur figured it out. Though that was a great screen pass, that comeback screen pass or whatever, throw it all the way across the field. It was wacky. We had some wacky plays today. Wacky plays. The Musgrave deep fumbleitis, pick it up. And I don't know if that was the play call. That's a genius play call. Use Josh Myers' abilities to snap the ball like crap. And Jordan Love in the fumble exchange, which has been a problem all preseason, use that in a play call. Okay, I know they didn't do that. I'm just being funny, but it was crazy.
That's one of the concerns. There's not a lot of concerns from today because you feel pretty good about the end result and how they bounce back from ups and downs.
Let's not.
But that's one of the concerns. Yet. But I want to get into that.
Let's not get into that yet.
We'll
do that at the end. Let's talk positive.
So you're right though. It wasn't clean, and there were a lot of things that were goofy. Even that play to Musgrave. Like, Jordan Love throws it, so if he just keeps running and doesn't turn his back and face him and then backpedals
I don't know what he's doing.
Like, just turn around and catch it over your shoulder, and it's a touchdown. You don't have to fall down. But a young guy, I don't know.
Yeah, well, it seems like Christian Watson and Luke Musgrave have the same problem, is they don't know how to find the ball in the air. They know where it is, but they don't understand to just keep, like, they don't know, they can't judge it. You know what I mean? Like other players, other receivers we've had like Jordy Nelson and Davante Adams and all these guys. Davante Adams knew where the ball was all the time. And he would just like wait till the last second and then be like, oh, and then catch it, right? Christian Watson and Luke Musgrave are like, oh, wait, it's, you know. Apparently Musgrave got a cramp or something. And that's what messed his leg up. And I don't know. But it's one of those things where it was ugly looking. It was not pretty, but the results were pretty. So, and that's kind of what you're going to see with a team this young. It's going to be ugly looking, but the results will be pretty. And that's all. What more can you ask for as a fan? You know,
that's the stuff we talked about, and it was an exciting, fun game. So just kind of out of the gates, right? I liked. First of all, I thought the Bears were playing physical right out of the gate. I thought their
defense looked good.
Defense was flying around. The new pieces they added, they were playing hard. They were hitting hard, being physical, being aggressive. I also thought their offensive line, when they were starting the game and trying to run the ball, looked pretty good, like more physical. And then when they started to do way too many passes, I blame Luke Getsy on that. Then they got in a lot of trouble. But especially the tackles, that Braxton Jones guy, man, how many penalties did he have today and all this stuff?
At least 2, I know for sure.
But anyway, the point is, I thought the Bears came out with the right, tone. But I also liked the tone the Packers were playing with. They played physical. The defense was doing some stuff. They were guys were flying around. They were being physical. And so I thought it was really interesting. I thought it was going to be a super close game the whole time. And then, some miscues, but by the Bears, Anders Carlson booming the kick through before the end of the half.
Every kick was perfect. Every extra point was perfect. He looked great.
Last year, we couldn't have done that at the end of the half.
And by the way, on that 52-yarder, Wheeland, good thing he's 6'5" or 6'6", because he had to go and reach way the hell up here to get that because it was snapped so crappy. He reached way up here and got it down, boom, just like that, just in time to get that kick off. That was, you don't disrespect on Wheeland on how awesome. Not disrespect, but I'm just saying, like, don't forget, like, that was a tough catch to get that catch and then get the ball down in time. Because Carlson was already moving. Like, he was already going and get ready to kick that ball.
Yeah.
Like we've seen Mason Crosby do that in the past, where the kick was fumbled and Mason would stop halfway through and not get as good of a run at it, but he'd still he'd look for the ball and wait. I don't think Carlson is going to be able to do that. Like he's just going to go, and if the ball's not there, then guess what? It's just not there. But that was a great play by Whelan to get that ball, snatch it, and get it down right away. So Carlson kicked that perfect 52-yarder, which would have been perfect from like 67 if you ask me, or maybe even longer. I don't know, it was freaking crazy.
He crushed it. Yeah. It didn't even look like he kicks that hard. It was crazy, but yeah.
There must have been some serious wind, because it seemed like when they were kicking off, I don't know who kicked off today, because
he kicked off, and his kickoffs are only going right to the 1 or 2 yard line. But I think he was going into the wind on that probably.
Okay, because when the Bears are kicking off, and I remember a couple times when they kicked off and the ball was like booming out of the end zone, and I was like, okay, there's got to be a serious wind going one way, and kicking into the wind, kicking away from the wind. So maybe he was kicking in with the wind, which helps at the end of the game, at the end of the first half there. But hey, we'll take it.
Yeah. Anyway, there's good positive stuff there. I really liked the defensive line. Kind of showed up a lot. Guys flying around, making plays. Let's give credit. I've been hard on Lucas Van Ness. The play he makes on Justin Fields on the outside, a lot of guys miss him.
Saved a touchdown. I think that saved a touchdown, because that drive they looked good, and they were moving the ball, and I don't think Justin Fields thought he was going to be that fast. He's like, oh, here's a big white guy, and Van Ness is like, nope, you're going down, buddy. And I was like, whoa, all right, nice going. Yeah. And then the Devontae Wyatt play, where I know he didn't get blocked, but I've seen Kenny Clark in this game. Kenny Clark missed a guy in the back. It was a running back he missed. He was sitting right there, and he missed him, and the guy squirted out of there for 12 yards. So it's easy to miss Justin Fields. Jair Alexander, as a matter of fact, did it in this game in the first quarter. But Devontae Wyatt didn't get blocked, got in there and just snacked the crap, grabbed Justin Fields, and he watched the ball. You watch him because he's looking at the running back first. He's watching the ball. He made sure the ball was still with Fields, and then he accelerated right at him and smacked him and took him down. And it was a great play. And then he played the next down. That's the thing I was most surprised with. He kept playing. I was like, wait a minute, he's not coming out of the game. Usually he gets so tired he can't even play two plays in a row.
Something happened.
So that was awesome.
Something happened. He was running around. He was pursuing downfield and still playing. So
yeah. And then the Quay Walker pick 6.
Jesus,
all three of the first round picks from the last 2 years made huge plays in this game on defense. All 3 of them. And they were huge. All 3 of those plays were humongous plays. So,
and it wasn't like the prettiest run back, but he just was like, screw it. I'm not going to go down. I'm going to keep running. He runs into the one guy, just took a shot. He's like, and he just bounces off. He goes the other way. And then he just got crushed at the goal line and got hit in the head, which sucked. Yeah, but he finished the play.
Been a penalty. That guy totally used the crown of his helmet to smack him. I mean,
and it's like right at the goal line too.
That's 72. Same guy. No, it was lame. It was lame. He was already going to be in.
I know. It was just dumb.
Oh, it's 58.
Yeah. But
whatever. Either way,
I said either way, Quay Walker deserved the rest of the game off after that play. I think he didn't have to.
Yeah. Just like Aaron Jones, he got hurt a little bit. He don't have to come back after that touchdown.
Yeah, Aaron Jones. How about that, Ben? How about Aaron Jones running a pass pattern out of the backfield over the middle and getting open?
Oh my!
Who would have thought that could work?
I've been asking for that play for how many years? Because otherwise he just squirts out in the flat and sits there, and then he never has a chance to be in motion to run with the ball. Right? It never happens. And the only other time they ran that play was against, I think it was Tampa Bay a couple years ago, and he caught the ball, but it was barely caught, and then he got smacked by Vita Vea and fumbled it, but he never really caught it, but they called it a fumble, and then the Packers didn't score in the red zone. And that was the only time he played before. Now, after the game, both Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love said that was a choice route. So Aaron Jones could have either done an out route or do that cut in on that angle route. So he must have saw in the defense, decision to do.
Your internet is a little wacky, but you were doing good there for a while. Now we're getting you broken up here a little bit. So, but I that's cool. It was a choice route. I'm going to take over because you're frozen here. Hopefully you come back. But yeah, it was, I mean, those are plays we've wanted to see for a long time. I get they make choice routes. Well, Aaron Jones made the right choice. He ran over the middle. Over the middle is nice to see. And I will say this too, when things got a little hairy there early on in the game and Jordan Love maybe had a couple of incompletions and then something else went wrong, I was like, would you just throw to somebody over the middle here? Make a play over the middle, because right now you need an easier throw, guy that's easier to get it to. Let's get a completion, and he did that. I think he hit. He might have hit Jaden Reed on one that he kind of double caught, or kind of a little iffy on some hands too. Like Romeo Dobbs didn't catch clean. Even his first touchdown, if that's tight coverage, could be broken up because he double catches it. Like, I want to see these young guys. That's one thing they got to grow and get better at, is catching the ball clean right away and having a good grasp of it. Because if you're in tight coverage or somebody's right on you and you catch it, half catch it, bobble it, and then catch it a second time, that's going to be broken up and incompletion. So that's something I want to see, is better hands, better work on catching it clean right away. But Jordan Love went over the middle. Jordan Love had a high quarterback rating. Jordan Love didn't worry about his completion percentage. Jordan Love just made plays when stuff broke down and ran the offense and looked comfortable doing it. So what more do you want? Are you back? Are you frozen?
I don't.
All right, drop your camera once and see if you free up. Just stop your cam and let's see if your audio is good. That could work. Because I don't want to lose you. I want to get you in here. I'm going to go over stats here real quick from the game, just to give everybody all that. It was 38-20. Packers win. Wasn't really that close. It was a little bit close there for a second, and then the Packers got a touchdown drive right away. They used Aaron Jones in the second half, and look how they did. Used Aaron Jones in the second half, got 28 points in the second half. Okay? It's not a hard formula for the Packers to have success. It's use number 33. Start there, and then build off of other guys. Third down efficiency was really good today. 9 of 16 on third downs. Bears were 3 of 13 on third downs. Just to let you know. And the Packers had so many big plays and stuff that they only had 15 first downs in the whole game, even though they scored 38 points. So that's kind of crazy. Let's see. The Bears had 4 sacks allowed. The Packers only allowed 1 sack, surprisingly. But the Packers did have 9 penalties for 90 yards. So the Bears seemed like they're getting all those penalties. They had 7 for 61. But the Packers ended up with more penalties for more yardage. So I'm sure that'll be a point of emphasis for Matt LaFleur here after this week. And another big category, no fumbles lost, no interceptions, no turnovers for the Packers. So that was really good. The Rasul Douglas had a fumble recovery. And, of course, Quay Walker had the big interception. Time of possession was almost equal for the two teams. But, yeah, the Packers just more efficient. Packers more effective. No turnovers. And a quarterback who can play quarterback versus a guy who really struggles, that we talked about. Struggles to play quarterback. Let's be honest about Justin Fields. I was just talking to some Bears people, and they see it. They were expecting, this was the Justin Fields hype train was on, Ben. Like, he was this year, the third year, and oh yeah, he's the same guy. He's a great athlete who can't really play quarterback the way you want people to play quarterback.
Well, I think the turning point of the game, to be honest, was his fumble that Rasul Douglas recovered. Because before that, the Bears offense looked pretty good. We weren't stopping their run that great. They were getting chunk plays constantly. It was like you watch us on offense, and we're getting, we're constantly in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, and then you watch the Bears in the first half, and they were in, 2nd and 5, 3rd and 2, stuff like that. And it wasn't until that fumble turnover that really, I think, changed the course of the game and let the Packers kind of get ahead a little bit and kind of maybe take a breath and calm down and maybe start working together. And when it comes to his pick six, I don't know what he's doing. Quay Walker's just sitting right there. And here's the other thing. Campbell was sitting right there. I understand the guy was on a comeback route in between the two of them. I think he must have been just looking at Campbell and being like, okay, he's not moving. Cool, I'm going to throw it in the inside of him. And he didn't even look to see if Quay was there. And then Quay just jumped in front and was like, cool, I'll take this. Thanks. And, he just, I don't know. It's not pretty is all I'm going to say. And the Bears fans, I don't know. It's pretty bad.
They were talking during the game, talking about the number of pressures and all this sort of stuff. And so seemingly it was like, oh, wow, he's under pressure all game. But he had most plays, he had time to throw, but held the ball a long time, Yeah. So most plays, he did have time to throw. I was watching Lucas a bunch starting at center for the Bears just to kind of see how he was playing. He came out of the gates playing hard. He was stifling guys right away. He was doing a lot of cleanup stuff that centers do, where you might look like you got pressure because you picked up a guy late to save a guy who was stunting and coming through a different gap. Like he was doing all that stuff. But overall, like the Bears offensive line did, I mean, aside from a handful of plays on pass protection, they were suitable. Like they gave Justin Fields a chance to make plays. It's just that either the guys weren't open, and maybe this goes back to the Luke Getsy factor where the plays just weren't very good. The plays just weren't like getting guys open and making it easy for them. And that might have been the case too.
I think it was just a storm that hit them. I think they were doing well in the first half. And they also were taking advantage of a couple guys. They were going after Jair Alexander. That one drive, it seemed like he was in the backfield, could have made a sack and totally whiffed. Then they ran on his side. Then they threw the ball on his side. And it was really ugly. And I think that was the same drive where Van Esten made the sack. And then Rasul, the tight end ran into him. And Rasul just grabbed him, which is probably pass interference or whatever. But they didn't call it, so I'll take it because it's Rasul. He's awesome. The other thing I'll say, I thought that was really awesome in this game was Keyshawn Nixon, Rudy Ford, and Rasul Douglas, and even Darnell Savage showed up and were hitting hard. They were aggressive and moving and tackling and getting tough and running through blocks. Now, maybe those Bears receivers aren't good at blocking. I have no idea. But they were running through things, getting tackles for loss, like making guys feel it.
How much bigger is Chase Claypool than Keyshawn Nixon? Like, how does he get run through? That's just sad.
But Keyshawn Nixon is just a bad mamma jamma.
I know.
He's run right through you all the time. Even Savage was back there doing stuff and hitting hard. I was like, what's going on? Now, he also screwed up a couple times, which, that's a Savage. He's going to do that. But I was way more out of all the defensive backs today. Jair Alexander was the crappiest one.
Say it.
Crappiest one.
Truth. I know. Even though he made a couple of hits, although he's fine hitting a quarterback.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, hey, you couldn't hit him when he was wide open, easy blitz. That's the other thing. Rasul it was 4th down or 3rd down or something in long, and it was like Rasul with like 10 yards of field this way and 10 yards of field this way, and Justin Fields run straight at him. It wasn't like Justin Fields sitting there like a sitting duck and Jair totally whiffed. Rasul had to be like, okay, I got to tackle this guy or it's going to be a 1st down. And I don't know what he did. I can't wait to watch it on the from the behind camera when I get the L-22 to see what Rasul did on that play. But he went low and just tackled him and grabbed his legs and stopped him. And he didn't get the 1st down, and they had to punt. And it was another great play by Rasul where just about anybody else, I think, would have either been too aggressive or not aggressive enough, or somewhere in just a little bit off, and Fields would have gotten past them, broke the tackle or whatever. And Rasul brought him down because he's the man.
Yeah. So I love the way a lot of these guys played today on the defensive end. That's what I was looking for. I will say this. Hey, credit to Rudy Ford, all right? He freaking went for it. There were a bunch of plays, running plays, short pass plays, these little quick screens, all this other stuff the Bears are doing. And 20, remember all the times where Darnell Savage playing that spot or Amos is playing that spot? You wouldn't see either of those guys anywhere near the ball. And 20's flying up there and getting in on the tackle or causing problems or whatever. And yeah, that one play, he went for that dude and got rocked and got knocked back. But he still made the tackle. He still made the tackle.
That guy looks awesome. Like, if I was a Bear fan right now, I'd be like, why are we not starting this dude?
He got the ball 5 carries today.
He probably had 50 yards today, that guy.
That's the Luke Getsy factor. I mean,
what?
5 carries he got 5 carries for a guy that was rocking him. So ridiculous.
Well, I think next week they're going to be like, this guy's starting because he's too damn good. I don't know what was his name? Roshan Johnson or whatever.
Yeah.
He looked awesome.
I know.
He was aggressive, running through guys. He got that tiptoe along. That was a touchdown. I don't know why they didn't give it to him. That was a touchdown all the way. And but I mean, he looked okay. You want to get negative yet?
Sure, I don't care. I mean, I just want to say I wanted to point out for Rudy Ford that play. Like, a bunch of guys would never have been able to recover after getting rocked like that because he went for the tackle. He went for it. And sometimes you go for it and you get your ass whipped or you get knocked back. He got knocked back, but he still tackled the guy.
Well, the guy has 30 pounds on him. Rudy Ford isn't even 200 pounds.
I loved Rudy Ford. He's
He's
awesome.
awesome. Everybody talks smack about him all the time, and it's ridiculous.
All right.
But
Now
I
I'll
just
get
have
negative.
to say,
71. Are we going there?
no, I'm not going that far yet. I'm going
Okay.
AJ Dillon. AJ Dillon, I think his days as a Packer are done. He might be
Oh,
the mayor of Door County. He's an awesome, awesome dude
yeah.
and a great Packer. But just watching the way Roshan Johnson runs, who's 226 pounds at 6 foot tall, and then you watch the way AJ Dillon at 6 feet tall, 249 pounds runs, and it's like night and day. I mean, it's ridiculous. Dillon does not use his size. He does not run behind his pads. He's kind of just big, lumbering, and doesn't do what I don't know. I can't explain it. He's not, you have to be a big guy, but you have to have a little bit of agility there too, because part of it is getting an initial, like, I do this when I play basketball, which is going to sound weird, but when I was a, short guy, but I have with no jumping ability, who can't shoot. So my only shot was a hook shot or something like that. So for me to make that hook shot work, there's a guy cover me. I get the ball. He's right on me. And what I would do is immediately use all my inertia and just as fast as I can with a quick, hard hit, knock that guy off me, and then turn around, floater, right? And that's how you do it. And that's something you need as a back who's a solid, who's supposed to be a tough back in the league. You start running and you have to have that. You have to be able to do that initial just smack with all your energy, with all your gut, with your size. Use that size to bounce a guy. Hit him before he hits you. Make him feel it before he hits you. AJ Dillon does not do that. He just runs and then guys hit him and then he falls back. I mean, he got rocked a couple times by linebackers in this game. And he shouldn't be getting rocked. He should be doing what Roshan Johnson did to Rudy Ford. He should be plowing dudes over and then keep going. Even Quay Walker looks tougher than him in his return for his pick return.
I said it. Maybe he's got to be emergency running back, number 7. I don't know.
Maybe, because I don't know. I mean, I love AJ Dillon because he's such a cool guy. He is an awesome, cool guy. But for a 240-plus pound running back, he does not use his size. He does not have the quick burst. And I'm not talking like speed. I'm just talking like just an ability to punish as a guy's coming, like know that guy's coming and just punish and push and get him off and then keep going. Punish and get off. Even Dorsey Levens was good at that at 230, right? And when you watch the game, if you ever want to watch the game back, watch AJ Dillon when he runs. He does not do it. And then watch Roshan Johnson when he ran. He did it. And he's at 226. Same exact height. 25 pounds lighter and packs way more of a punch than AJ Dillon can. And it's sad. I hate to say it because I know there's a lot of AJ Dillon fans out there. But I mean, if it comes down to next year, like, keeping Aaron Jones on and letting AJ Dillon go, I think it's what we have to do because we can have Emmanuel Wilson coming up and he can be ready to go.
I think Aaron Jones is going to have another good couple years in him. So I hope they do make that choice because he's too. Look at him, man. I mean, he was the guy that sparked the team again. It's the same old story. The Packers are stagnant. Their coach forgets they got 33. Didn't matter if it was McCarthy. Didn't matter if it was Matt LaFleur. The coach forgets who they got on the team. Oh, yeah, this 33 guy. And then they go into halftime. They're like, oh, shit, we only gave him the ball 4 times. It was all in the opening drive. And then we scored. Let's see. Let me think for a second. We scored a touchdown on the opening drive. Then we stopped giving the ball to Aaron Jones. Then we punted, didn't score any touchdowns. We kicked a long field goal. Maybe we'll give the ball to Aaron Jones. Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody makes it all complicated. These guys get paid millions of dollars. They spend hours and hours creating game plans. They do all this stuff. They're so dialed in, right? Us fans are dumb because we can't, you just think it's that easy. No, it is that easy for the Packers. Like, get Aaron Jones the ball, give him the ball.
Well, those are some cool plays, though.
Yeah, I get it.
There are plays that would not be run with Aaron Rodgers.
And I think the plays got kind of unimaginative in the first half where they weren't like the good LaFleur plays. There were some of the mishmash, maybe adopted Rodgers plays where guys were running pass patterns that weren't helping each other out and stuff like that. That happened in the first half, which also didn't make Jordan Love's job easier. And then they started to get back to some of the good plays in the second half.
Well, the one pass to Samari Toure, that was a good pass. That worked out great because Luke Musgrave
took him up.
Took two guys with him up the seam, and then Samari Toure went right underneath there, and then boom, perfect play. We needed that first down really bad because we were kind of getting stagnant during that time too. We needed that play by Samari Toure to catch that pass, and it was set up by Luke Musgrave. Same thing with the one that Jaden Reed caught that he double clutched. That was Wicks did a good job, though they were in like a weird zone. And that was kind of a weird route where Reed just went like, and then came back around again. But because Wicks took the corner deep with him, that hole was there because there was a guy covered in the flat and there was a guy covered on the inside. And the flat guy was probably getting, they don't show, but I bet you there was probably a running back coming out in the flat there. And that's why that flat corner had to stay where he was, which allowed that open hole to go on over there. So that's a good 3 route probably combination that when you watch it on the All-22, you'll probably see. So there's good, a lot better route combinations. And the reason why is because, Matt LaFleur called the play and then Jordan Love ran the play. He didn't like give us a signal to a guy to do a one-on-one, though we did have one play like that. We had the one to Romeo Doubs for 2 yards where it was just threw it over to him as soon as you watch it, the Bears just take off. Like when you watch the replay, as soon as Jordan Love looks up and looks over there, all the Bears just started running over there. There's like 4 Bears over there to tackle Romeo Doubs on that play. And it's because it's a stupid Packer play that they've been doing for years there in Rodgers. Just don't do that play anymore. It's dumb. So the play calling was hit or miss. Sometimes it was good. Sometimes it was bad. But there was a lot more route combinations that worked together, which I think was due to the fact that there wasn't a guy just, well, you do this and making stuff up in the huddle or changing plays and, all that kind of crap. And, we scored 38 damn points. Yeah. One was a defense touchdown, but still.
And even though Luke Musgrave decides to turn around and run backwards too many times, one time where the pass would have been good if he had just stayed that way, it would have been a good pass. He would have been able to catch it. And the other one that he did catch, but he fell down because he did all that. Even though that's the case, like you said, there were multiple plays, and I'm excited to see it too, and you can see the whole thing on the All-22, but there were multiple plays where you could see on the TV copy where Musgrave was a factor. He was opening stuff up for those other guys running over the middle, and that's why there was success. So it just goes to show you that that's his value. One of the pieces of his value that maybe will go unnoticed is his ability to stress the defense vertically, which causes, open stuff up underneath. And that's Christian Watson can do that too. You got 2 guys on that like that. That's what I'm saying. Like those guys together, opposite sides of the field. What's the defense going to do with their safeties? It'll be really interesting to see all of this together when you get all the pieces in place and they're not injured and stuff. But let's just give a shout out on that. Musgrave, first game in the NFL today. You mentioned before, Dontavian Wicks, these young Malik Heath guys all played snaps today.
I would like to see more Malik Heath than Dontavian Wicks because I was not impressed with Dontavian Wicks today. That's all I'm going to say.
I get it, but these are the first NFL snaps today,
no, I know, but Heath is a gamer. Can we get him in the game and throw some balls his way? Like, I don't know why Wicks got a bunch of balls thrown his way and nothing happened on any of those plays.
Yeah.
By the way, Jaden Reed had 3 drops that hit his hands.
Hey,
come on. Dude, he had 3 drops that hit his hands. And I know there was a guy hitting him immediately after. Okay, well then have him do punt returns. Because apparently he can't catch. That's what I said yesterday on Friday's show. I was like, Jaden Reed has got trouble catching the ball. And guess what? He had a lot of problems catching the ball today.
Yeah, he also had a lot of problems keeping his helmet on. They kept losing
he needs to get his helmet resized or something. Something's going on wrong there with that guy. But those were some issues. And then the biggest issue of the day, which I don't even want to talk about, go ahead.
Oh, boy. I mean,
it was, remember the big Aaron Jones run?
Yeah.
When David Bakhtiari ran all the way down there, like 50, 60 yards alongside and didn't block anybody, and everybody thought how great he was.
Yep.
Because he was so fast getting down there and didn't touch anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Myers did that about 5 times today, where he pulled on a block and then just didn't even block it. Like he didn't. There's a guy right here. Just block him. Just get in front of him. And he just didn't even do that. He just kept running.
He had 3 missed blocks. He had 3 missed blocks on one drive.
Well, it's not even missed blocks, because I consider a missed block when you go to try to do something and you miss. He didn't even do that. He just ran. He just ran on the freaking on the pull, and then just kept running. That's not a missed block, Jason. That's a just run and do nothing. Like, he was actually detrimental because Aaron Jones thought he was going to get a block, and then he didn't.
Yeah.
And got creamed. If he
I
would
mean,
have, I don't know. It was
refreshing.
I'm going to do this.
Go ahead.
I think for Tuesday, maybe you want to do it. If you want to do it, you can.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to get every single video, every single play where Josh Myers just runs and does nothing or totally whiffs on blocks. It's probably going to be a good 20-minute long video because I think it's going to be just about every offensive play. And then the one time where he just got blown up so bad, like as soon as Aaron Jones got the ball, he was just crushed because Josh Myers got his butt kicked. Okay, go ahead.
It's so bad. I mean, the one thing I'll say is refreshing is that the Packers are running a lot of these different blocking schemes, which is refreshing, right? It's not just the zone left, zone right. If everybody block a zone and flow together, and then you let all those things happen that the guys penetrate a gap and then it blows the whole play up. So I like some of these plays. I like down blocking. I like pulling guys. Myers is not a guy I'd ever pull. He's not good in space. Like, it doesn't make sense to have the center pull. I'd pull your guards. John Runyon Jr. is probably a little better in space. Jenkins supposed to be better in space. Supposed to be an all-pro. So, well, that's what I'm saying. So pull those guys.
On him, he's not that good either.
I know, but I'm just saying. Anyway, I like the fact they're doing some of these different blocking schemes. But Josh Myers, man, it was just... I said it early on in the game, and I was like, I wish we could swap centers for this game. And because he might be the worst center in the NFL. He's really might be.
He's pretty bad.
I mean, his missed block rate or do nothing rate is extremely high.
It's bad. He's almost worse than Billy Turner. At least Billy Turner would tag you. Remember, he would do the tag you're it play. Not block you, but touch you. Josh Myers don't even touch you. He doesn't even look at you. He just runs right past.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Yeah. I love the Aaron Jones touchdown because that was like the offensive line wall where they all just shoved everybody over and Zach Tom kind of sealed the edge.
Yeah.
That was great.
Zach Tom did exactly. Play. He did the thing. Remember I said before, the coaches always told us, you have the ideal situation where you want to block guys, you want to create a hole. But sometimes if the guy goes hard in one direction, the coaches always would tell you, take the guy, then take him where he wants to go. And that's all Zach Tom did. That guy jumped inside of him and he just buried him inside and created a big ass hole. That's great. Use their momentum against them. If they're super aggressive, that's what you do. That's what heads up offensive linemen do anyway. The guys who aren't heads up get beat on plays like that because they stop. They stop and then
they're like, oh no, this guy got inside. Oh,
right. Yeah. And but the heads up guys are like, oh, and that's one of the reasons. One of the reasons I love Lucas. He buried a bunch of guys today because he just kept taking them where they wanted to go, and he kept blocking them until the play was over or the echo of the whistle. Like he buried Kenny Clark a couple times and ran guys into piles so they'd trip and fall down and then landed on him, and he did his Lucas thing. Like I had a little fun watching him do that stuff. But look, Zach Tom is good, and Zach Tom is aware. Like, is Zach Tom the most talented guy the Packers have? No. But he knows what he's doing, and he's aware, and he uses guys' momentum against them. And Zach Tom might be... He's the Packers' best offensive lineman. The Packers have David Bakhtiari, perennial all-pro left tackle, who did pretty well in pass blocking today, although he had to work his ass off around the edge. That he got beat to the outside a number of times. But he did stick with the guy okay. They got Elton Jenkins, who's paid like an all-pro. And Zach Tom, I'm saying right now on this show, Ben can't even watch it, is the Packers' best offensive lineman. And he's a fourth-round pick from a year ago, who's in his second year, who started a bunch of different spots and is finally playing tackle. And he's their best guy. Josh Myers is their worst guy, by far. He's just ahead of Royce on the... Well, maybe he's not. I don't know. Maybe Royce is better. Holy man, that's sad. I don't know what Ben thinks about that. But anyway.
I think Royce didn't play today, so that's good news for us.
Royce didn't play. He couldn't do anything bad. Let's see. David is here, and he didn't expect Packers to score 38 points. Sorry, getting to some stuff in the chat. John Meyer was here way earlier and said, bear down, bros. Queens got beat. That's right, the Vikings. The Vikings got bakered.
Be careful. My wife's really mad.
I'm sorry. But I just like it because Viking Mo puts down Baker all the time, and then he loses to Baker Mayfield's team.
Well, Baker really didn't do anything either.
That's okay, but he was there.
Kirk Cousins fumbled like twice and threw a pick. And, yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
And then you take down the Bears. Lee says he thinks Dillon's likely to stay only because Jones might be gone.
He better start showing me something, Lee, because right now he's not showing me anything. He's not showing me anything.
I get that. He's really there. You're right. I mean, he's just right now. He looks like a
He doesn't.
second to third string running back. That's just
I,
big.
I thought Jonathan Taylor, or not Jonathan Taylor. Oh my God, what's his face? What's his name?
Patrick Taylor.
Patrick Taylor looked better than him today.
He did. He looked pretty
Patrick
good.
Taylor looked like a better running back than AJ Dillon today.
Mm,
I'm just
true.
saying it. AJ Dillon's had a lot of opportunities.
Yep.
And that's part of the reason why he's got some numbers. I think if you give those opportunities to Patrick Taylor or, Goodson when he was there or Wilson right now, I think they do more with him. Just plain and simple. And I hate to say it because he's an awesome guy, but I don't believe in him anymore. I just don't. I've seen enough. This is the fourth year.
Well,
I was high on him, and when he's coming out, I was excited. I was like, ooh, 45-pound running back. He's going to run over dudes and be crazy, and he just isn't running over dudes and being crazy.
Well, he had the Titans game, but that was also snowy and slippery, and I could see him in a slippery game like that being effective.
He doesn't really run hard. I mean,
Right.
you know what I mean? He kind of just runs.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. He doesn't have the same. Just watch the game back. Watch Roshan Johnson, or whatever his name was,
Yep.
on the Bears, and then watch AJ Dillon. They were running like pretty much at the same time. It was like the third quarter or whatever, and you'd see him, and then the Packers would come in with AJ Dillon because Aaron Jones was hurt, and it was like, ugh. Compared to that other guy, that guy looks like a freaking crazy monster. This Dillon looks like he's not even like he's running in mud.
The stats do back you up. AJ Dillon today, 13 carries for 19 yards.
Yeah, it was just
1.5 yards.
And sometimes he had nowhere to go.
I get it, but
I mean, there were a lot of times where it's like, I don't know. I'm just not. He should be able to use his inertia to plow over a dude and get 2 yards just from doing that.
Right.
And he doesn't do it. Like without even getting ahead of steam, he should be able to just go and just smack it like I used to do on the basketball court. Well, did I do that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'd smack them and knock their asses over, and Mo hated it. That's how I got my shot off. They're all taller than me. I was short.
You talked about some guys showing up today. You even gave Darnell Savage credit.
Darnell Savage showed up.
Darnell Savage had 10 tackles today.
He was everywhere.
He hadn't had 10 tackles in a game in his life, not even in Pee Wee League.
A couple of his tackles were because he was in bad coverage and had to make the tackle because he was in bad coverage. So I'll give him that. But there was a couple where he made some plays. He wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Keyshawn was awesome. Rasul was awesome.
Rasul had 8 tackles and a fumble recovery, and some pass breakups.
You know who I didn't see do anything today? Campbell. I don't know what he was doing. He didn't make any splash plays.
Apparently, he had 7 tackles, but
really?
they weren't very effective ones because
I don't remember any of them. Kenny Clark, I don't remember him doing anything.
But
except for one time where he got past the guy and he knew there was a screen pass. He's like, "Oh, I would never get past the guy," so I know it's a screen pass. He was like, Justin Fields was like 2 yards in front of him. But he's like, "I can't catch Justin Fields in 2 yards because I'm too slow." So I know this guy let me go, so I'm gonna go cover the screen pass, which he still didn't really do. He ran after him, and then they made a big thing. Kenny Clark, that's a genius move, and I'm like, he didn't really do anything. He got lucky that there were guys there who made the running back slow down. Otherwise, he would never caught that running back. You kidding me?
He had 2 assisted tackles with somehow got in on a half sack. I don't know how he got half a sack credit with Wyatt. Wyatt got half a sack, 1.5 sacks today for Devontae Wyatt.
And Kingsley Enagbare got up and knocked down a pass on 3rd down.
Yeah.
Stopped the drive. That was nice.
And he had a special teams tackle right out of the gate.
Too. Right out of the gate. Yep. First one. That was awesome.
Yep. So, guys, look, the young guys played hard. The defense stepped up, but mostly the defense was, led by a bunch of these defensive backs, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Like the 2 safeties that everybody bagged on, and we bagged on Darnell Savage plenty, and he'll shut us up for a little bit. Those guys both played well. Keyshawn Nixon, 7 tackles. Rasul, 8 tackles. Now, Jair made a little more noise because he tried to start a fight, and he almost got his ass. He would have got his ass whipped by LP. By the way, Lucas ran over there. Lucas was looking for anything to get him going. So as soon as Jair puts a little shove on his quarterback, he was first guy there.
Lucas is a hardworking guy who knows when a guy is what do they call those guys? A poser.
Ooh,
Jair's one of those guys. He talks a lot, like he's a big tough guy, and then when the fight starts, then he kind of disappears. Like he starts the fight, then disappears.
That's kind of what Jair is. Man, I've been bagging on Jair. I'm sorry, but I didn't think he had a good game.
No, he did not.
After the game, Bill Huber's like, Jair, well, he followed DJ Moore around in this game, and that was pretty awesome. And I don't remember seeing that happen. I did see them switch sides, though, quite often, because usually Rasul's always way over on the right side or the left side of the defense, and Jair's on the right side. But there were times that watching the game where they swapped, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe they are following in a way. But I also saw DJ Moore being covered by Rasul. And I also saw tight ends being covered by Rasul because he's great at covering tight ends.
Yeah.
So that's all good stuff.
Right. That was awesome. They have tight ends. If you can put him on a tight end, you feel good about that. And Keyshawn Nixon, hey, he was scrappy in there at the slot. Like the way he played, like the way a bunch of these dudes played today. So it was good across the board. And they had a lot of... Yeah, Carl Brooks gets his first career sack. Kudos to him. I don't know. I mean, and again, I was impressed. I'll give Van Ness some credit. I didn't, see him win a lot on the outside, but hey, not getting beat by Justin Fields and that's impressive enough right there. So I like it.
Bottom line is, I like it. The Bears stink. Though,
do the Bears stink, or did they just? That's the question. Do the Bears stink that bad, or did they just maybe play a top 5 defense today?
Okay.
I hope that's what happened. I'm just saying, bro.
Don't get crazy. Justin Fields really not ready to be a quarterback. Jordan Love looked pretty good. His numbers look great. I would say his play was better than average. The numbers look good because he doesn't care if he throws a 40-yard perfect pass. He just wants to throw to a guy to make a play, and then the guys made plays for him today, including Aaron Jones twice. And Dobbs on the second touchdown was a great, jump up and grab that sucker, and Musgrave with a deep catch. So Love's got 3 touchdowns today, 200 some yards passing. He only completed 15 passes or something like that, right?
Yeah, he only threw 27.
Yeah, but he still had 300 some yards passing, right?
200 no.
Okay, 270.
245 yards, 15 of 27, 245 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
All right, that's my oven.
But you know what? That's a nice yardage on 15 completions. So even though the completion percentage is like, below 60% or right around 60%, I'm not that good at math, but I know it's a little bit better than 50 because 15 and 27 is a little better than 50. But 15 completions for almost 250 yards, that's pretty good. We'll take that.
Yeah.
Justin Fields, conversely, had 24 completions for 216 yards. So not that good.
How many attempts did he have?
37. And he had 9 carries. Yes, I'm telling you, it's just Luke Getsy, the Bears, I don't know what they're doing.
How many attempts did the Bears have rushing?
Not nearly enough. Here, let me try to add them up. So the Bears had so they're non-quarterback. So Fields had 9 carries. Herbert had 9 carries. Rashawn Johnson had 5. Dante Freeman had 5. And their tight end got the 1 on that stupid play. That was dumb. Like, I don't know why you'd call that play on a 3rd and short. Dumb. So 10, 19 from the running backs. And 37 passes for a guy who's not good at passing. Okay.
One more shout out to the defense. And this includes everybody except for Rasul and Jair on those 2 3rd and short, 4th and short stops. Everybody was it. Rasul or Savage and Rudy Ford and the line. Everybody just plowed in there to make sure that Fields had nowhere to go. Even though sometimes Luke Patrick's got pretty good off the ball pressure, and the offensive line of the Bears actually kind of moved the defensive lineman back a little bit. But the guys behind him helped, give no open room to run or no open room to get the ball through. And that was great play by those defensive guys.
Yeah. It was good stuff all the way around. For your young Packers team, pretty damn good stuff. And the defense looking pretty good. Now, we'll see. We know the offenses will be better than the Luke Getsy Bears offense, but we'll take this one. 18-point win. Beat the Bears down. 9 in a row against the Bears. Bears go down for the 9th time in a row. Jordan Love has a better winning percentage against the Bears than Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. And what else can I say? That's kind of crazy. I don't know. Those are good enough, right?
Yep. Great game.
And Jordan Love has a better winning percentage, has a better quarterback rating, which Aaron Rodgers based his whole life on, quarterback rating, not QBR. Better quarterback rating than Aaron Rodgers did in his first start against the Bears.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What does that tell you? I don't know. Tells you this team had fun today. They played together, and that was fun to watch. How about that before we close? How much fun was this game to watch for you, Ben, and why?
Well, it wasn't fun because I had to watch it on my phone, and people kept texting, and then it would keep showing up over the cover, over my screen, and it would make me mad. But other than that, it was pretty awesome because all you want to see is a bunch of guys playing together, and there'll be mistakes, and there were, and there'll be times when you're down and things don't go right. But when things went right, the guys were all together. They were cheering together. The one time where Jordan Love ran and got hit on the sideline, like Rasul Douglas and 3 other defensive guys went over there and helped pick them up right away and, get him up off the ground. And, I will say this. There was one time where Jordan Love, like I think it was his last carry, where he tried to get the extra yard and got smacked. And I was like, please don't do that ever again. Please don't ever do that. Just go down, slide.
He knows he's got gamer Sean Clifford behind him in case something happens, but.
Yeah. I got people making noise over here, but.
And we had a couple of injuries here and there. Hopefully those are minor ones, and the guys are all good to go next week. But and hopefully Quay Walker is not concussed, or if he is, that he gets through the protocol. Because we need him on the field 100%. All right, well that's it. The Packers do it to the Bears again, and they do it to the Bears fans. Oh, the boos were coming out in the third quarter. That place was packed though. Everybody was buying the Bears hype, and yikes.
We'll see how it looks. Week 4 when they have the next home game.
Chicago fans will turn on them fast.
They might be 0-3 at that point, and there won't be too many Bear fans at that point. They're probably all sad today.
Did you want to adjust?
All they've been talking about all offseason is how they're going to finally kick our butts because we don't have a quarterback and blah, 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 blue. And we kick their butts. Time is ticking on this show. You hear that?
I hear it. Did you want to, before I let you go, do you want to adjust your Packers record prediction now?
Not yet.
You're still going to say 9-8? Okay.
Listen,
right.
It wasn't always pretty today.
I know it wasn't.
Bears gave us some stuff by being dumb a couple times. And like I said, I think that fumble by Justin Fields in the second quarter really turned the tide because defense was having a rough time stopping them. And after that, the defense kind of started getting more aggressive and started doing stuff. And these dumb coaches keep doing these stupid wide receiver screens. And it's like, when are you going to stop doing these dumb plays? They don't work. You're running the ball for like 7 yards a carry on us. And then you start doing these stupid wide receiver screens on 3rd down and 4 or whatever. And it just gets blown up.
You're throwing the ball. Think about that. You're throwing the ball a really long distance for no forward yardage. And you're relying on a wide receiver to get a block to make the play work.
Yeah, it's dumb.
That is dumb.
Especially after you just been running all over us. It's just like, how did you get the 3rd and 3? Because you ran it twice and got 7 yards. You're probably going to get another 3 yards. I don't know. Or at least 2, and then it'll be 4th and 1, and just go for it again. Because, we stopped you one time, which was awesome.
Holy crap. Todd's in here, and he says Super Bowl already. He's going week 1. Overreaction. Super Bowl, Jets versus the Packers. Watch out. All right. We'll see, Todd. That would be pretty fun.
That would
actually happen.
Amazing as long as the Packers win. If the Packers lose, that'd be the worst. It'd be like the Bears fans feel today. Because losing the Super Bowl to the jerk face Aaron Rodgers would be the worst feeling I think I could ever have. So I can't think of much that other than being a Bears fan. That's probably the worst feeling you could ever have is being a Bears fan.
Oh.
So slightly above being a Bears fan would be losing as a Packer fan to Aaron Rodgers as a Jet in the Super Bowl.
Well, I don't know if the Bears still suck, but I know the Packers are once again pretty good. I'm pretty excited for them. I think they're gonna have a good 2023. It's gonna be fun to watch. So enjoy all that. We'll be back with some official game review after Ben looks at the tape and breaks down all the Josh Myers whiff blocks and all that stuff.
It's gonna be an ugly 20.
A lot of them, but there'll be some good plays in there too. I promise. We'll see some good plays, right?
Right. I'll put some Rasul Douglas stuff together.
All right, sounds good. All right, everybody, enjoy this one. Till next week, or we'll see you Wednesday, and then we'll preview the next game. But go Pack, go! It's a good, happy Sunday, Victory Sunday. Catch you later.